Hi folks, and welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Corinne.
And where are we tonight in this mosquito infested area?
We're at Lake Louise in Alberta, Canada.
Yep, and we're here to do a little shooting, a little photography on Lake Louise tonight.
Yeah, we've been here for a little while, starting to do a few reflection shots. The light was very bright on the mountain peaks around us, so we've been hanging out waiting for better light.
And that's just about to happen. So your perfect timing. We hope you enjoy the video.
Well, here's a view of our mountain to the east side of Lake Louise, and you can see that the last light is hitting that peak up there. And then as we look down to the south, we have some more mountains and a little bit of snowy glaciers up there at the top. And as I lower this down, you can start to see the reflections we've been working on capturing here. And initially it was too bright to capture the best shots here, but now as you can see, this peak over here to the left has just got a last glimmer of light on it, and it's good timing now to get our photos.
Hi folks, tonight has been an interesting evening. We're doing a lot of reflection shots. We got the beautiful lake view going off in the direction in behind Corinne there. The only thing we're having to do is the sky has no clouds in it, and it's extremely bright, and it's quite a bit darker down here. So I'm using a couple soft edge neutral density filters to lower the brightness of the sky and make it more similar to the lake. The other thing too is there's a few ripples in the lake, so I'm using a more dense two-stop neutral density filter to slow the camera down a little bit and give me a little bit longer shutter speed. So hopefully that's going to work really well. So the shot tonight is very, very straightforward. I've got an ISO 100 f/22. With the filters on the front, I'm actually slowing my shutter speed down to around about 3 seconds, and that smooths out the water and gives me a beautiful reflection. I've tried a number of compositions tonight, but the one I like best is with the big V going straight, coming sort of straight at me. I am including some of the weeds that are just down in front of me here, but that's primarily to show the viewer which way the photograph's up. If I took the weeds out, you wouldn't know whether the mountains were actually that way and the reflection was that way, or I could turn the picture actually upside down and give you the reflection at the top. So it's a way to show the viewer which way's up in the photograph. So as you can see, I've got my camera set up portrait style, and I've been shooting some panoramas, not very long ones, just from about a little bit to the right, across to a little bit to the left, and a little bit more sky and a little bit more foreground. What I'm doing is actually creating what would be shot if I had a wide-angle lens. And although I have a lovely wide-angle lens, I very rarely bring it with me because I know I can shoot a pano 90% of the time and create a nice square crop, large photograph without having to bring the wide angle with me. So it's a way to get the wide angle shot without actually having to carry the wide angle.
Well, I've come a little way down the path, closer to the south end of the lake, and you might be able to just catch it out over my shoulder. That's the Chateau Lake Louise, the famous hotel that's here on the edge of the lake. And I'm just working on taking some pictures of that as the sun is getting dimmer. There's some mountain hills behind, and I'm hoping that the lake will get smooth enough that I can get a nice reflection. It's a little bit rippled down here and brighter, so my use of the filters is not quite smoothing it out the way it did at the other end of the lake. But I'm going to hang in there a bit, see if the wind calms a little and we get a little less brightness in the sky back behind. That will also allow me to slow down the shutter speed and have a longer exposure that will smooth out my water. There's a view of the hotel, and you can see the bright hills in behind. They're still quite tall, but they're at quite a distance, so they look shorter relative to the hotel. And you can maybe just make out there in the lower part of the video how the lake is slightly rippled due to some breeze. And I'm just going to see if I can adjust my exposure and smooth that out. So the light's gotten pretty nice back there, and the water is a little calmer, but I have done something a little bit different with my filters tonight. I'm using a 3-stop graduated filter for the top, for the sky, to reduce some of the brightness there. The hotel's in shadow, and then due to the reflection of the sky on the water, I've turned a 1-stop filter upside down to apply it to the water level to balance out what I'm seeing from the sky, so that it looks more consistent from the sky down to the water. And then the hotel is not too shadowed. I might have to do a little bit of adjustment in my post-processing just to bring up a little bit of light on the hotel, but I like the way the mountain is reflecting in the lake now. I've also got that solid 2-stop filter on the front to slow down the shutter speed a little bit more and help smooth out the lake.
So, Corinne, what did you think of the evening?
Well, it worked out okay. We didn't have high hopes because we were limited in where we could travel, but the little lake here has been quite nice.
Yes, I think we got some nice shots. I got some of the shots that I sort of expected. I had to wait for it, though, until the sun got down off the sides of the mountains and equaled out the light to equal out both sides. So once that happened, I think it got a really nice shot. Well, I think that wraps up this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up.
And if you'd like to see more of our videos, please hit that subscribe button, and we really appreciate everyone who has subscribed so far.
And as always, if you want to know when we release videos, hit that little bell button down below.
And if you have comments, questions, or thoughts you want to share with us, we'd love to hear from you. And if you have a favorite photo, you can tell us which one you like best.
And all our friends from Singapore, China, Kansas City, and Minnesota that visit us while we were out here taking photographs, I hope you enjoyed them. And until next time, bye for now.
Bye for now.